Hey, boys and girls, happy Thursday. It is the 23rd, and there is no read aloud today, but I want you guys to stay tuned to this amazing lesson, hopefully, that will help you guys in this. And I'm going to just share my screen at first with you. And this is the one. Okay. Oh, that's not what I'm trying to do. There we go. Okay, we are going to recap what we have learned so far, and I think that this is a good point to do that because the book is getting really good, of course. We're going to look at some early on mistakes, and that's going to tie into our teaching point today. So we remember back in chapter 1, early on in the book, that Harvey was so bored um, and he didn't appreciate very much. And so if you think back and you remember that great gray beast February that swallowed him whole or something like that, that very first chapter was called Harvey Half Devoured. Remember, he was so bored that he just thought February was going to swallow him up. Probably, maybe like some of you guys right now. I don't know. And then he had never met Rictus before, yet he went with him to this house without even speaking to anybody that he knows or anyone in his family about this. Okay. I think that we can all agree that was probably a mistake for him. Okay. Our teaching point today, it just goes right along with what we've been talking about. Readers learn from mistakes that characters make, not just their achievements. Okay. And we do know that Harvey is changing. He's on his way to making some great things happen. So how do we see this, right? And so we know that in chapter 18, that's the one that we just finished yesterday, he learns the consequence, okay, there's that word consequence here, of being a resident in the holiday house, and that is that that a person who's there, they never die, and that they cannot ever leave to return to their normal life, okay? So how does he learn that? Of course, he learns that from Mrs. Griffin, right? Because she's been there since she was 9 years old. And she's basically trapped there, but she's never gonna die. And that's what she was promised, right? So let's look again, right? He's made some good changes throughout this story. He has learned some great and valuable life lessons, right? That you guys can learn for yourselves just from reading this book. How amazing is that, right? He has realized that if something looks too good to be true, it probably is. And he also realized something had to be done to save these children, right? So his moral code is coming out. We're starting to see what Harvey's really made of. And he showed persistence, which is a good life lesson. He was brave, even though he might not have wanted to be, or maybe he was even scared to do so, but he showed bravery. And then both of these things were led by his curiosity. Remember, that was one of his big flaws at the house, is that he was too curious. But as we may remember, insightful readers look for lessons that might apply to their own lives. So you might be called too curious, or maybe not curious enough, or whatever, but you know that you're made that way for a reason. And hopefully you are curious about things in life, and that's how we get answers that we're seeking, right? Is by being curious. So don't ever think that that's a bad thing. All right. Here's your stop and jot for today. And it says, what was Harvey able to learn from Lulu's mistakes, right? Because we know that he's learning from Mrs. Griffin for sure. And see, there's that and there, because now we're answering a two-part question today. What theme or life lesson does this help the reader understand? Okay. So we're looking first at what he was able to learn from Lulu and her mistakes. Think about the story. Might want to go back and look if you have some time to do that, and then answer that in Canvas. So here's your assignment today. You're just simply going to log into Canvas. You're going to respond to that question of the day. And again, please be sure to hit submit so that I can see your lovely answers. Remember, these are well thought out answers. Since we're just doing one question of the day, I want you to really give it some thought. look at what the question is asking you, check your spelling and everything, and make sure that you hit submit and fill out your reading log. Again, that reading log can be done once a week. That's up to you. If once a day is easier, totally fine. But if you just want to do that once a week, I'm okay with that as long as it's done on Friday. All right, you guys. Oh, I know what I wanted to talk to you guys about today. So, we're all in this quarantine thing together. Let me stop sharing this, but we're all in this quarantine thing together. And you know that Harvey was so bored, right? Which is really what led him to get to the holiday house in the first place. I mean, Rick just took him, but because he was bored, right? And Rick just knew that. So I want you guys to think about some things that you can be doing to, alleviate that boredom. I mean, of course, my number one thing is going to be reading, right? Because reading is amazing and it helps you to learn things in real life that you can put to use, like we just talked about. But also, there's lots of things that you can be doing right now. I mean, maybe check with the adult in your house, but you can maybe learn some new recipes or learn some new song. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what it is that you like to do. Maybe you like to hopscotch or exercise or run or flip or ride your bike. I don't know, but there's something to do, right? And you guys are learning what you're made of right now, just like Harvey is in our amazing story, right? You guys are learning what you're made of right now. And remember, you're not alone in this. I am here to help. If there's anything that I can do, please just shoot me an email, let me know. And be sure and join us on our Zoom tomorrow. I did confirm with Miss Peterson that she will be our guest on Zoom tomorrow. So yay, we have something to look forward to on Zoom. And you guys just stay your amazing selves. I miss you terribly. And I hope that everybody's doing okay. And we'll talk to you guys soon.